Hey everyone, happy Tuesday to you. And I am going to be the guest for Turnaround Tuesday. So I have to thank Kevin for inviting me. And I hope what I'm able to show you today will be something useful, especially since it seems like we all have a lot of time to sit around and pick and play the guitar. Um, so I'm kind of made my own turnaround today. So check this out. Everybody knows I'm a massive Tiny Grimes fanatic. And I was going through trying to find um, a turnaround, and he does have a few of them, but I wanted to find something that was kind of quarterly motivated. And, I almost gave up. And then there's a tune that came on called Coronation Jump, and there's a few different versions of it. They're all killer. It's pretty much a rhythm change. It's a 1-6-2-5. And so I was listening to these chords that Tiny was playing. They definitely kind of caught my attention. And I thought, well, maybe I would be able to use this in as a turnaround. And what I find so exciting about Tiny's playing is that since he played that tenor guitar, um, these chord grips that he plays can mean a whole lot of different things. And depending on the context of the song, you can name this chord in a couple different ways. Sometimes in the same song, you could use the chord in a couple different contexts, and that can be the example here. Plus, I found something kind of clever. So a long time ago, I did a lesson. I think it came from Frankie and Johnny, where on the four chord, he would take it would be a four diminished one. But of course, that's not the way we'd play it because that fifth string was non existent in Tiny's playing. And so this isn't a turnaround, this is just a lead up to it. But I did a lesson where if you have this as your four, right? So I move that, keep the glare out. So I'd have this. Which sounds good for the one. Now watch this. I could also do as a two, or as part of the five of the one. So what I think is kind of neat is that you get on that five chord, and this is in Frankie and Johnny, where he goes. Now he could sit there for 2 bars, right? This would be having 2 bars of the F, the five chord, but the turnaround is something that we want to utilize for the last 2 bars of the song. And so this brings me back to the coronation jump. Make sure I have that right. It's named a couple different things, but what he does is he plays this rhythm changes, or what the band's doing, and he's hitting one. Now I'm playing the upper partial, or I don't say a partial. I'm pretty much playing the whole dang thing. I just don't have the root in the bass. I have the five in the bass, and there's my two. That's operating as my five and as my one. So we'll assess the chords here. So this would be like the top part of that B flat. This is a C7. Typically, you like to have a 2 minor in a lot of jump blues. But if you're the only guitar player, you know, just play it. It'll work out just fine. And then if you're playing with a piano player or somebody else, just play louder than them, and it'll sound great. Now this is kind of an oddball, right? It's like, how does this work as my five chord? Well, I have the seven of my five, and I have the flat nine, which is I got a couple notes, of my diminished, right? But I got this, which is not the major third; it's the four, right? So, but it seems to work out okay. I mean, you could go which would sound a little more, in line. But just because I like it, I'm going to do that right there. So that's what I'm going to be using over the last 2 bars. And generally, when you're playing some sort of turnaround, we've seen it before, it's some sort of chord cycle that we're getting over. I mean, if you want to be fancy in your blues, look at this. I'm going to loop this on the iReal Pro, 100 beats per minute, and I'm just going to, play this B here. Do it again. 1, 2. See, it all kind of sounds kind of pleasing, right? Now, depending on how you want to syncopate it, we can do all sorts of things. And of course, this, could work, which is, sounds kind of nice too. So either or, you get to make sure that works. And I guess this, that a 4 major is very similar to playing like a 2 minor, right? It's because I have the root flat 3, and then the diminished just is kind of a nice pass. Brings you back into the 1 right there. Okay, so I'm going to go through and we're going to see what we can get worked out right here. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the last 4 bars of my 12 bars. And let's see if we can make this thing work here. So here's the F. Okay, let's do this again. Back into our 1 here. So let's play a full 12 bars and we'll see what we can make work. And to me it sounds very Tiny Grimes-esque here. And so the other thing too is this will work over your 4 chord too. So you get to the 4. So it works nicely. Okay, take it from the very top. So just to give you a context, we'll play 12. I am using the iReal Pro, so you guys can, if you guys have that, you guys can use that as a practice tool. Okay? Watch my... just in case you didn't catch it, we're going to be able to take from our 5 chord, and I'm using an E grip for the F. Yeah. And all I'm doing, and then, now if you want to get sophisticated there and you want to add like a nice 5 to kind of cap it off, you know, you could play, you know, that F7, or, you know, you can make a raise 5, play an augmented, which I think sounds kind of cool. So we'd have, there you guys go. Well, anyways, stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you so much, Kevin, and enjoy.